Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for the Robot Spirits, and we have another one from the Cross Ange anime, one of the Ragnamales, and we have the Theodora. Now I believe this might have been an exclusive, since we have the shipper box here. Here we go. Got mine from Nippon Yasan, and yeah. This is quite nice. I really like the design of the Ragnamales. I like their alternate mode where they turn to kind of like flyers. And I forgot her name. She's one of the, well, she's the redhead. One of the characters. She has an interesting backstory as well. Kind of sad. But yeah. Anyways, here we go. We get the close-up for the upper torso of Theodora. Quite nice. She does have a giant beam sword, which I find really cool, and I think that it's kind of what makes her stand out from the other ones. Yep, really nice. And I think that's pretty much it for the box art. Let's take a look inside. Alright, and Theodora, really nice. She has that striking green. I like it. Yep. It's kind of hard to see, but the eyes here are orange, or the visor. And she does have that crest. And for the most part, she shares the same frame. It's the same design as Vilkis. Yep. Maybe a few minor details here and there. Different, but almost the same. In terms of articulation, we have the neck here. We got the shoulder. And for the most part, this has good articulation overall. And now we got this side thing here. It's on a ball joint. We got the knee here. Not that fancy though. And this keeps falling off. And yeah, really good articulation. Yeah, there's a lot that you can do with this, but for the most part, you probably see it just flying around. Yep. Moving on, we have the wings. Let me just put this back on there. There we go. Right. For the wings. This keeps falling off. There we go. Alright. So for the wings, you got one here and another. To put them on, it's a little tricky. These are somewhat fragile. So what you want to do is take off the head. We just want to avoid anything that could get or might break. Especially the tips of the shoulder. So I will just remove this while attaching the wings. Alright, so for this, where the peg connection is, that's for the sword, I believe. It's gonna be always like this. That way, when it folds up later on, you can attach the sword. Well, the other side has that same peg hole too. Then we're just gonna go ahead and attach this. There we go. Same thing on the other side, right here. Yeah, that armor doesn't want to stay on. And this one tends to move. Yeah, just take your time, patience, and make sure as you push it on, you're not hitting any plastic that might break, which is hard to avoid sometimes. But yeah, you got this. They move together. Got this nice binders. And let's pop the head back in. There we go. Shoulder. There we go. And another. Alright. So we get the wings here. There's actually another set. Kind of like the Vilkis, where you attach this. That's kind of like extending the wings, or what's that term? I forgot the term, but basically getting that wings or expanding the wings. Right. I always find it interesting in terms of the connection point, because for this one, it's this little nub there, which goes on top right there. I mean, you have this whole thing here. You could have made it a more secure connection, but I guess that kind of takes away from the aesthetic look, since you just want to be connected right there. But here you get more of a connection point on top. It still works. I just kind of wish it could have been better. Alright, so again, put this on here. Oops. Uh-oh. Is it gonna stay? Okay. That's not gonna stay. Like, ah. Well, I'm probably not gonna use this mode here. Well, I could even on the flyer. I'm gonna keep this in the flyer mode, but if you're curious what it looks like, here we go. Aside from it popping off, again, you get that really small connection point there. So I guess you gotta be careful as you move it. You wanna hold it from the base, unlike what I did just now. I was holding it on the white part, and getting this thing on there is a little troublesome. It won't stand. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Moving on, we have this connection part here. This is basically the back side here, which you can swap out, and this gives you connection point for the rifle right here. And I think this probably is the same as the Vilkis. I might have to compare later on when I have them in flyer mode. But you get this nice rifle here. There's a peg connection right there, which allows you to peg this on if you want to put it in the back. But more than likely, I'm not going to do that again. There is another handle here, and this is part of the transformation, which, well, actually, I'm going to have him hold the weapon. But yeah. So here we go. Moving on with the other accessories and weapons, we have the sword here. It's the same as Vilkis. Quite nice. And you do have an effect part for this one, which makes it a giant beam sword. Just connects right there. I like there's a little bit of a spike right there. And yeah, you can use this for Vilkis as well. And of course, you have your shield here. Now let's put this on. Now I'm just gonna put the wings back. Alright, so where is that connection? I had it in front of me, and okay, I think I got it. So we got this connection here. This is for the sword, and let's see if I can line this up. This one just goes in between here. There we go. And now we can mount this on here. There we go. It's the same as Vilkis, and if it does go in, that's good enough. Alright, so in terms of hands, you get your basics. You get the closed fist, you have the open hands right here. In terms of molding, they're actually fairly good. Let's see if this will, there we go. And you also have this for holding the weapon. And where is that? Pistol or rifle, actually, rather. Just gonna slide this in. There we go. Otherwise, we have the sword, which actually I want to put on here. So I'll pop this out, put this on. There we go. So many sharp points. So much edge. Alright, so let's put this on here. I think that this will just slide down, hopefully. There we go. And where's that beam? Such a nice sword. And of course, we gotta put the shield on. So this is the other effect part. I think all of them has this. Got like a standard shield thing. Another thing I want to point out, this forearm protector is different from this one here. It doesn't have the mounting points and it shapes a little differently. Or, yeah, the shape. So, yeah, here we go. A nice looking knight. Really cool. And let's see what else we got. I think that's about it in terms of the Ragna Mail or the knight mode, I guess. Then we're going to turn into the flyer. And here it is, on an action base. It is a simple connection. You just place it on the back. There is a gray adapter that most of the robot Damashii have. Yeah, it's really nice. I kind of want to keep her on this mode, but my original plan is to collect all the Ragna Mail and have them in the flyer mode. And have them all in this base. So I'm using a Trident Base. I haven't put the other two arms on the back yet, but you also have 3 more here. So technically you can have 6 in one base, which is really cool. Anyways, let's go over the transformation. Alright, for the transformation you have to do a lot of dismantling. It is a part swap. Get tongue tied there. So you're gonna have this. This is kind of like the conversion, or the body when it turns into flyer mode. There we go. So to do that, let's go ahead and disassemble this. Best way again, remove all the sharp points first. I'm just gonna remove this since they tend to pop off anyways. Yeah, pop that off. Pop off the shoulder. This one as well. Pop off the head. Pop off the wings. There we go. I believe we're gonna dismantle the waist also, because we don't need a core. This one, I'm just going with muscle memory here. There we go. I think it's pointed out like this. Yep. There we go. Sorry, I think I was focusing on the figure out of the camera. But yeah, we got this segment here. Just fold it out. And moving on, what we got here. So for this one, we need to remove this. Yep. So remove it from the shoulder socket. What else we need here? This torso here. There we go. So typically what I do is I hold onto the shoulder here where the sockets are and push this thing here. Now we got that slide out. I believe we're gonna remove this as well. There we go. Now we have this. Let's see here. This, I believe, it slides somewhere in here. I'm trying to remember now. Oh, right here. So there's a little bit of gap in between right there. That goes in. There we go. Let's see what else. There was another flap. I'm trying to remember what it was. Because it goes, well, actually, this part here? Yep. Well, this part will go here, I believe. But that tends to pop off later on. But anyways, moving on, let's go ahead and connect. We'll grab this segment here. This is for the left shoulder. Alright, so with this, we're going to be connecting this, which is the left arm. Let's see, we're going to push this in here somehow. It's always getting it in there is always the hardest part. And I believe because we're supposed to remove it from here. There we go. I'm gonna put this back. There we go. That's better. Alright, so it's gonna be like this. Let's put the armor back on. Where is that? There we go. Put this underneath here. And the shoulder armor. So this is on the left. Yep. Goes on top. Actually, it's upside down now. There we go. Some weird contraption. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, we don't need this red piece here. I thought we do. I thought I've been disassembling and assembling them for a couple of times now that I get the idea, but I guess not. Put this down here. Fold this down. Put back the armor. Here we go. And put this on here. Alright, so we're making a little bit more progress. Now getting back to the flyer, we're going to put the wings here. So wings just goes on the top. Sometimes just getting the right angle to pop in the joint could be troublesome. But here we go. Alright. So what else we got here? I'm gonna, it's time to put this on here. So it goes in that giant bolt joint there for the waist. And there is a little peg here. Not sure if that's showing right there. And here, you gotta align it. There we go. There's this connector part here for the base. I'm gonna put it on now because it's a little harder later on once everything is put together. There we go. Next part, put this on here. There we go. It is not a secure connection. Huh. There we go. Alright. Next part is the rifle here. So for the rifle, we're gonna detach the handle. Put this on here. There we go. So it kind of folds back. Then you get this mounting point here. And that goes on front here. There we go. Alright, we're almost there. I believe this kind of goes, it folds like the Vilkis. I guess you could put it this way. Put the arm here or on inside. I can't remember why I did that for the Vilkis. But, well, I'm just going to put it on the side here. I think it's it looks a little bit easier to do it this way. Actually does not turn. Huh. Maybe it is inside. Anyways. Yeah, because the way they have this joint here, it does make sense to have it inside. So it folds inward. Okay. And on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Put this on here. Just get this thing here somehow. Sometimes the wings gets in the way. Just gotta align things. There we go. And that waist armor just pop off again, and the whole thing. Whoops. You gotta have a little patience on this. There we go. So, shoulder arm popped off too. There we go. Right. So I'm just realigning this again, and hopefully I can get this thing in there without much problem. Okay, we got lucky on that one for now. All right, so You know what? Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. Gotta put this on. And let's see here. I think, oh, okay. We gotta pop off the head here. Gotta be careful though. This part here is, yeah. You gotta be careful. Alright, so we have the crest. That's one thing I forgot to do. Since they have the crest, or part of the head here. And let's see if I can put this on. Uh-oh. I'm finagling this. Yeah, that's not gonna work. There we go. Alright, so, well, I got that back there. Put the shoulder here again. A lot of struggling. But I think I almost got it. Alright, so as I finish this, there we go. We got this really nice flyer here. I gotta put this back here somewhere underneath. Alright, so the sword again with the connection. Let's see, where is that? I gotta do this again. So connect it right there. That connection point there looks so flimsy. Alright, so let me just attach this here. There we go. That's good enough. It's staying there. Alright, so this is looking quite well. Now, like the Vilkis, he does have a pilot right here. And she does have that ponytail. Or the pigtails on the side. Quite nice. Now, painting this is gonna be quite a challenge. But I think I'll just leave it the way it is right now. So just it's right there. I'm happy that they are doing that. I think Historica is the only one that doesn't have that because Embryo is mystical. Alright, so I have this here, and let me bring the other, and I'm gonna put it on the Trident. Alright, here we go. We have it on the Trident base. They look great. I like this mode. And again, my plan was to display all of them on one base. Yep. One thing I've noticed, the rifle with the gold scope is the same as Hysterica. It's the longer version. And I think Vilkis is the one that's a little different. You get the shorter one. But other than that, in terms of mold, the Theodora is the same as Vilkis for the most part. You get the sword, you get the wings, the way it transforms. The only, well, a few differences, again, the rifle, and if I correct for the sword, and also the molding on the palette. They could have just went with standard, you know, with the helmet and just have a different color, but this one is actually molded with the pigtails or the hair, and that's nice of them to do that, a different mold, and someone could actually take their time and paint that. I might even try that, but it's gonna be hard. But anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys like it. Now again, Theodora, I believe, is an exclusive, so it is quite expensive getting into this particular set for the Robot Damashii. But I really like it, and hopefully some of you out there like this too. And yeah, hopefully you will consider trying it out. Now, I would, if you just want to try one or two, I would just go with a Vilkis or one of the regular release. The limited ones, unless you want the more extravagant one, I'll probably go with the Hysterica. I think that one is the best overall, since you're just getting a lot of stuff. Then again, I haven't got the final version yet. Maybe I could compare it, or it could be comparable to Hysterica. But anyways, that's about it for this particular review. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meats. Thanks for watching.